Welcome to the How to Get Your Student Pilot Certificate presentation. There are three tasks that we need to accomplish to get our Student Pilot Certificate. The first one is to create an account on the FAA website. The second is to create and submit an application for a Student Pilot Certificate. And lastly, we need to meet with a recommending instructor to complete the Student Pilot Certificate application. To create an account on the FAA IACRA website, we need to type into our browser iacra.faa.gov and then select Enter. Once you do this, you will be on the IACRA homepage, the Integrated Airman Certification and Rating Application. On the upper right-hand side of the IACRA homepage, you can see the Register link. Click on this link, and that'll bring you to the page where you could start your creation of your account. On the Select Roles page, check the Applicant checkbox. On the bottom of that page, click on the Agree to Terms of Service and Continue. On the User Profile Information page, fill in the personal information such as your name and your date of birth, and your email address and your gender. At the bottom of the page, fill in the two security questions and their answers, and then below that, create a username and a password for your account, and then click on Register. Now back to the IACRA homepage, you can input your username and your password and click on Login to access your account. On this page, read the terms of service shown in the paragraph at the top, and then click on the Accept Terms of Service as applicant when finished. This page will look different than your page. At the top of this page, it says this is the IACRA training site. The production IACRA site is iacra.faa.gov. I am using the training site to complete the rest of this presentation. On your page, click on the Start New Application button. On the Start Application page, click on the Type of Application drop-down box. The type of application to select should be Pilot. This will open the Certifications box number 2, at which point you will select Student Pilot. At the bottom of the page, then click on Start Application. On this application process page, be sure to verify personal information and residential address. If your mailing address is different than your residential address, click on Add Mailing Address button and input your mailing address. You may also need to have a special mailing address, such as if you are away at college and you want your certificate to be mailed at your college address, then you would include Add Special Mailing Address. Once complete, click on Save, and then click on the next box down, Certificate Held. In this section, Certificate Held, you need to click on the English Language block G as Yes. Also, if you have a medical certificate, check that checkbox. If you do not have a medical certificate from the FAA, leave it unchecked. Lastly, in this section, under Drug Conviction, click the No checkbox, and then click on Save. Then click on the Basis of Issuance section below that. On the Basis of Issuance section, no information is needed, so simply click on the Save button. Under the Pilot Time section, if you have recorded any logged flight instruction time, open the appropriate section and input that time, and then click on Save and Continue. Lastly, in section 4 at the bottom, click on No regarding have you previously received a notice of disapproval. This will open the important information for IACRA applicants. Please read this important information. Then at the bottom of the page, click on the number 1-View Privacy Act. The Privacy Act statement describes all of the ways in which the FAA and government can use your information, such as the type of certificate and ratings held, or how they're going to use contact information to inform you of meetings and seminars conducted by the FAA, etc. You can read through this document, and then when you're finished with that, click on the Close button at the top of the page. Now at the bottom of the page, click on the number 2-Review Application. This is the actual form known as the 8710 that will be submitted to the FAA once you complete it. Verify all the data is correct on the first and third pages. And then at the bottom of the page, at the number 3-Submit Application, click on that button. On this page, it shows that you have completed as much of the application as possible. You will now need to meet with a recommending instructor or certifying officer to complete the rest of your application. Down at the bottom of the page, there are two options. One on the left is you can review your application as you've seen before. The other is to return to the console. On this page now, at the applicant console, you can see that your existing applications are shown. Your application number shown on the left, the start date of your application, the certificate type as a student pilot. The status now shows partially complete, ready for next action, the status date, and available actions. So at this point, you can only view or print your application.